side of things just kind of acts as a distraction to buyers and maybe a bit overwhelming.
So Sam, how are you?
I'm good, Chris. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good. It's obviously kind of normal week this week, although you're off on your trip next, right?
I am. I will be seeing Taylor Swift in Singapore, so
Oh yeah, nice.
pretty excited, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool trip. That'll be amazing.
Yeah. After your good review, I'm pretty excited, yeah.
Yeah, no, it should be cool, eh? And so weekly news video. So this week we figured we'd focus specifically on the housing market, recap on some of the stats and the outlook. So Sam, I guess jumping into the house price trends first up, we had the Real Estate Institute's data from maybe 2 weeks ago. What was at the core of that data?
Yeah, so for January, they reported just under 3,000 properties sold during the month, about 5% up from January last year. Looking at the house prices, there was a minimal change, the median house price being $760,000.
Yep.
And I guess looking at the regional results, we saw super mixed outcomes, a bit up and down and sideways again. So yeah, a bit of a same, yeah.
Yeah, kind of a funny month, right? Because we had that 6-month period back end of last year where the market was like looking pretty confident.
Yeah.
And then it hit this little jitter, and I guess very slight recovery, but not really in the latest results.
Yeah.
So it's like the house price trends. And then so we also had the data on homes for sale through realestate.co.nz, so like supply. What did we see in that? Yeah,
so total supply of homes during the month of Jan was slightly down compared to January last year.
Yep.
And the number of newly listed properties was up 10% from the same time last year. So
the number of new listings, if you compare, I think it's January over the last couple of years, you'll see that the number of new listings was kind of normal,
yeah.
Which is maybe the first time that we've seen like normal data in a while. And you do wonder if maybe we've got this kind of listing surge coming into the market, which the agents have been talking about for a while, right?
Yeah. Maybe people are kind of letting go and maybe taking a chance on what they could get.
Yeah, just jumping in off that sentiment. And
yeah.
I guess concern there is that the buyers might start to get a bit distracted on stuff that's for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a couple of examples of that recently. So that's your supply of homes, and then we also had hot off the press, like literally probably an hour ago for when we're filming this, the Reserve Bank's official cash rate decision. And so, Sam, what do they do there?
Yeah, so unsurprisingly maybe, or surprisingly, they kept it stable at the same 5.5%, I think since May last year.
Yep.
So reason being, what do you think?
Yeah, like you kind of read it and they're just like, yeah, inflation's still too high.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I guess. Like the last 6 months, people have been debating which way interest rates are going to go, and obviously their crystal balls are really like not that great, because some were saying it's going to go down, but it doesn't really seem to be the case at the moment.
Yeah, no strong kind of trends that we're seeing to be able to pick something. Yeah.
Yeah, and so so interest rate pitch is still relatively high. And so next up, figured we'd have a look at a couple of sales around New Zealand at that median house price. What was the price?
$760,000.
Yeah, nice, awesome. And so first up, you got one in Auckland, right?
Yeah, so 36 Tamora Lane, tranquil, contemporary living, a brand new 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom terraced house. And this one was marketed by Harry Cheng from Bayleys Remuera.
Yeah, and you go into the Coromandel, so we've got 12 Vanita Drive in Whitianga. So this is retire and styled 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, located in the Marlin Water Complex, which is aimed at retirees, and that was sold by Belinda Salmons and Kylie Pullen from Bayleys Whitianga.
Yeah, and last up in Christchurch, we've got 19 Banbury Street in Burnside. Comfort and convenience. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom on 627 square metres. Solid inquiry from buyers leading up to selling it under a multi-offer. And this one was sold by Raj Bana from Bayleys Fendleton.
It's a good little selection there, eh? And I guess when you look into Auckland in particular at the New Zealand median, you find that you're typically like 1 bedroom less than a lot of other parts of the country, like, particularly Christchurch versus Auckland is always interesting. And so next up, we figured we'd sort of have a look at the outlook for the market and just talk through some of the information that we have on our side. And so, Sam, recently you ran a survey across all of our network looking at sentiment amongst our agents. What did you find for our residential agents?
Yeah, so about 70% of them reported that market conditions are now neutral. So the other 30% was kind of a mix between weak and strong. Interestingly, the next question was on whether they kind of see the direction of the market going, and 60% felt that it was getting stronger.
That's positive.
Yeah, so pretty good sentiment. And then our final kind of question was, what are the kind of key challenges when dealing with vendors and buyers? So for buyers, kind of the key ones that were standouts were finance and interest rates, and then kind of confidence and that kind of sense of urgency. Yeah. And then on the vendor side, the key one that stood out was price expectations.
Yeah. And that's kind of interesting, right? Like particularly the finance issue remains for a lot of buyers, just finding it a bit difficult, and you could understand that urgency if they are maybe struggling to get that finance. They just won't be like that sort of hot to go sort things out.
For sure.
Yeah, so that sort of sentiment from agents is really useful to understand like where they're at the coalface. And then Sam, from our perspective, so we're sort of monitoring both some positive and some negative trends.
Yeah.
What are you sort of seeing in that space?
Yeah, so on the positive side of things, we've got strong migration and also those government policies that will come into play that are kind of more on the investors' side.
Yep.
And just kind of overall positive sentiment growing in the market.
Yep.
And then I guess on the flip side, we've got interest rates that are still sitting pretty high and noticeable increases in new listings coming to market, which I guess on that side of things just kind of acts as a distraction to buyers and maybe a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, and you don't quite get that sort of fear of missing out that I think was really pushing the market through like 2021 in particular, right? Yeah. So I guess like markets obviously getting right into like a neutral territory, which is what our agents are saying. Seems to be getting stronger, but there's a little bit of uncertainty still remaining there. But look, time to wrap up the video, right? So property of the week, Sam. Like, what have you got for us this week?
Yeah. So first up, I've got 13 Akmina Lane in Pakuranga, Auckland. Timeless elegance. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom on just over 6,000 square metres, quite close to St Kent's College and other top schools. Privately positioned, swimming pool, pool cabana and tennis court, pretty sweet. If you're interested in this one, get in contact with Angela Rudling or Michael Chi from Bayleys Howick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, the swimming pools.
Yeah.
And then for me, I'm going down to Christchurch, so I've got 5 Karoro Street in Marshland. So experience the pinnacle of luxury living, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms on 1,200 square metres. This one was built in 2017. It's positioned alongside the Waitakere golf course. It's got a heated saltwater swimming pool, which is also super cool. And if you want to learn more about this one, you can contact Elizabeth Costley or Leanne Rockford from Bayleys in Christchurch. And with that said, we'll wrap it up here. So thanks, Sam.
Awesome, thanks Chris.
Yeah, sweet. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.